Are you planning to go to AlienCon 2018? Are you ready to attend what appears to be an ordinary science fiction and fantasy convention? Are you prepared to deal with people who believe that they were abducted by aliens? Tell you hair-raising tales of how aliens kidnapped them from the Midwest and aborted their unborn babies in space, who will threaten to kill you if you laugh at their Make America Great Again hat. Watch this video to find out why you should and shouldn't attend AlienCon 2018. My name is cdreimer and welcome to my channel. Please comment, like, subscribe, and click on the notification button to watch more videos like this. AlienCon 2018 will take place from Friday, June 15th through Sunday, June 17th at the Pasadena Convention Center in Southern California. I won't be attending AlienCon 2018 at the South. It's a long ways from Silicon Valley. But I did attend AlienCon 2016 when the event was held at the Santa Clara Convention Center. AlienCon served two very different audiences at the same convention. The science fiction and fantasy audience are there for the pop culture panels to meet their favorite artists, authors, and celebrities, get autographs, and buy merchandise. I went to AlienCon 2016 to meet Katie Sackhoff from Longmire and Battlestar Galactica, Jill Strait from Firefly, Marta Kirsten from Lost in Space. I wish I could go to AlienCon 2018 because this year's guest list is drawn from The X-Files, Star Trek The Next Generation, the old Lost in Space, and the new Lost in Space. If you have attended any other science fiction and fantasy convention, like Silicon Valley Comic Con or Heroes and Villains Fan Fest, AlienCon is no different in that regards. The other audience are there to see the personalities behind the History Channel's Ancient Aliens, which is also the organizer for AlienCon. I knew nothing about that TV series until I rubbed shoulders with its hardcore fans in the most unfortunate way. The dealer room for AlienCon was located on the far side of the Santa Clara Convention Center. Walking into the dealer room was breathtaking. The center of the hall was dominated by a 20-foot-tall styrofoam spaceship, someone dressed up as a 9-foot-tall alien, and a table filled with books by Hubbard. Having read Battlefield Earth the month before, I recognized the Cyclo spaceship and alien immediately. The large hall was too big for the usual vendors to turn out for every science fiction and fantasy convention. When a temporary stage got set up by the entrance and the crowd started gathering, I went over to find out what the commotion was about. Overhearing the conversations around me, I learned quite a bit about the hardcore fans of Ancient Aliens. A panel about UFO research got postponed for 5 hours because the assigned room only held 200 people. By the time the panel finally got started in the dealer room, 2,000 people filled the empty space between the temporary stage and the Cyclo spaceship. These people were seriously pissed off at the delays. Some were threatening to murder the guy who was setting up the microphones, and others were about ready to start a riot. I've heard many tales of alien abortions and government conspiracies. Looking around at the crowd, I was surrounded by angry old white people wearing red MAGA hats. AlienCon 2016 took place less than a week before the presidential election. The audience was ready to explode. A woman came on stage, dropped her bag on the table, and picked up a microphone. For the first time in 40 years, she announced, the Pentagon is getting ready to release files about the UFO cover-up under the Freedom of Information Act. The crowd went wild with cheering. The woman continued on as other panel members took their seats. I noticed someone in front turn around to walk out. I stepped in behind him when he walked past me. 4 or 5 others stepped in behind me as we made a line to the back of the crowd and then went our separate ways. That was the closest I've ever been to being part of a mob. If you do go to AlienCon 2018, keep in mind that the two audiences attending the same convention are like oil and water. They don't mix very well. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to AlienCon 2018. Thank you for watching.